The Boston Celtics have completed a commanding 110-100 road victory over the Dallas Mavericks. Welcome to the Hardwood Report Game Break. I'm Ryder Bullock. Boston shot an impressive 49% from the field, including hitting 13 of 39 from three, while controlling the paint with 58 points down low. Dallas struggled to keep pace despite pulling down 49 rebounds, including 13 offensive boards. The Mavericks hit just 42% of their shots and only 9 of 32 from beyond the arc, and turnovers proved costly, giving up 16 points off mistakes. Boston's balanced attack featured 27 assists and tight defense that forced 7 steals while limiting Dallas's big leads. The largest margin for the Mavs was just 3 points, while Boston led for 85% of the game. Celtics fans are celebrating a well-rounded performance, with Boston now looking to carry this momentum into upcoming matchups. The Mavericks will look to regroup after a tough night at home. Coming up next, Portland Trail Blazers aimed in a 5-game slid as they host the Phoenix Suns tonight. Portland has gone 18-14 against Western Conference teams, but has struggled in games decided by double digits, posting a 9-12 record in those contests. The Suns, meanwhile, are 20-14 against the West, ranking third in fast break points with 15.7 per game. Devin Booker leads the charge, averaging 3.4 fast break points per game. Portland's sharpshooters are the key, though. They average 14 made threes per game, slightly above the 12.1 threes the Suns allow. Last meeting saw Phoenix cruise to a 127-110 win, led by Booker's 19 points, while Shadon Sharpe tallied 29 points for Portland. Injuries are piling up for both teams. The Blazers are without Scott Henderson, a hamstring, Drew Holiday for personal reasons, and several others. The Suns will miss Devin Booker. He's out with an ankle, and Jalen Green with the hip injury. So tonight promises to be a fast-paced showdown between two Western Conference foes in desperate need of wins. More on that game in a moment, but first I want to get you to some scores around the NBA. The Celtics put the Mavericks away tonight 110-100, and let's talk about why. And the first reason is Jaylen Brown. 33 points, 11 rebounds, doing it all. That guy was everywhere. He was hitting shots, crashing the boards, and frankly carrying Boston when it mattered most. That's the kind of performance that separates a playoff team from a pretender. Dallas, they hung around early, but they just didn't have the firepower down the stretch. Cooper Flagg had a monster 36-point game, but let's not forget he needed 24 shots and 11 free throws to get there. You can't rely on that every night. Daniel Gafford was solid on the boards, but Boston controlled the pace, dominated in the paint 58-52, and forced Dallas into some tough shots. Now here's the X factor. Boston's ball movement, 27 assists on 47 made field goals. That's a team playing together. Compare that to 21 assists for Dallas. Good effort, but not enough. In turnovers, minimal. Celtics only 10, Mavericks 9. That's nowhere. That's not where the game was lost. It's how Boston turned their opportunities into high percentage points in the paint and on the perimeter. So Boston proves they're legit. Dallas has talent, no doubt, but when you can't close on defense and rely on one guy to carry the scoring load, you just can't do that. You're in trouble against a team like Boston. So Celtics take this one comfortably, and if I'm Dallas, you got to tighten up the defense, and you got to get more from everybody else besides Cooper Flagg. That's the bottom line there. The New York Knicks just dominated the Wizards 99-79, and it wasn't even close. You look at the box score, percent led 99% for New York, 0 for Washington. That tells you the whole story right there. The Knicks never trailed, never even sniffed trouble. Mikal Bridges led the way for New York with 23 points on 8 of 10 shooting, plus 4 of 5 from the line. Efficient, smart, and calm, exactly what you want in a leader. Karl Anthony Towns, 14 rebounds, 13 on the defensive end. He's cleaning up the glass, controlling the paint, and the Knicks shooting splits, 53% overall, 46 from 3. That's textbook ball movement and spacing. Washington, they had Will Riley putting up 17. Alex Sarr had 9 boards, but it wasn't enough. Turnovers killed him 13, and they gave up 16 points off those mistakes. And let's talk about defense. New York scored 54 in the paint, 18 fast break points. Washington couldn't keep it up. Bottom line here is this is a Knicks team that looks like it's on a mission. Josh Hart had 7 assists, so they're on a mission to win the East. The Wizards have to regroup. They got talent, but when you can't stop anybody and you can't hit shots constantly, you're going to get smoked, especially by this New York Knicks team. And they got smoked. That's all there is to it. The Milwaukee Bucks crushed the Chicago Bulls 131-115, and if you look at the numbers, it wasn't even close. Percent led, 97% for Milwaukee, 1% for Chicago. That tells you everything you need to know. From tip-off, the Bucks were in control. Kyle Kuzma led the way with 31 points and 10 rebounds. That's efficiency and impact in every part of the game. And the shooting, Milwaukee at 52% from the field, 61% from three. You don't beat a team shooting like that. Plain and simple. They moved the ball, took smart shots, and dominated the glass with 51 rebounds. Ryan Rollins dished 10 assists for Chicago, but it wasn't enough to keep pace. Chicago had Mattis Boozes scored 22, Kobe White grabbed 10 boards, but the Bulls were always playing catch-up. They had 14 turnovers. They had 40 points in the paint versus 46. And the Bucks just kept rolling. The largest lead, 26 for Milwaukee, 3 for Chicago. That's the story. Milwaukee looked like a top-tier team tonight, playing fast, hitting their shots, and making Chicago work for everything. Bulls got to regroup and tighten up on defense if they want to compete with a team like this. Otherwise, you're looking at another lopsided night. Okay, real quick. Phoenix Suns at the Portland Trail Blazers. We've got a classic Western Conference playoff matchup. Phoenix is clinging to that 7th seed, trying to stay in the mix, while Portland is in survival mode, looking to snap a 5-game skid. The Suns are coming off a brutal 117-93 loss to the Clippers, but they've been solid in 3 of their last 4 games. The Blazers, on the other hand, are just struggling. 5 straight losses and missing key pieces. Damian Lillard out for the season. Of course, Drew Holiday is listed as questionable, and Scott Henderson is out. So keys to the game. Number 1, can Portland generate offense without its stars? Okay, with no Holiday and no Henderson, that leaves the Blazers relying on Shadon Sharpe and Donovan Clingan. Sharpe's been hot lately, averaging nearly 23 points over the last 10 games. Clingan's efficiency is at 51.8%, so his shot making is encouraging, but the Blazers will need more than just those two. Can Colin Gillespie and the supporting cast step up in crunch time? That'll be the key question. Number 2, Suns' depth and ball movement. Phoenix is averaging 23.1 assists per game over the last 10. Dylan Brooks has been constant with 21 points per night. Without Devin Booker, the Suns have to rely on their secondary scores and bench units. They're strong in transition, 15.7 fast break points per game, and they'll try to push the pace against a Portland team giving up 117.9 points per game. Finally, the 3-point battle. Portland is hitting 14 threes per game, which is 1.9 more than the Suns allow. Phoenix will need to limit those shots and make sure they're contesting perimeter looks. Conversely, Phoenix will try to stretch the floor without Booker. Gillespie and Brooks need to find open looks. The winner tonight likely dominates from deep. Time now for the X Factor. Shadon Sharpe. The Blazers need him to go off again. He's capable of 25 plus in the game on this stage, and without Lillard or Holiday, the offense funnels through him. Dylan Brooks, he's the steady hand for Phoenix. With Booker out, his scoring and defensive versatility will dictate if the Suns can control the pace and avoid a letdown after that Clippers loss. Time now for tonight's pick and play. Phoenix Suns to cover -2.5. They've got the depth they can run, and Portland's injuries leave them vulnerable. I'm going to take the over 218.5. Both teams have gone over in recent meetings. The pace is fast, defense is inconsistent, and both teams can score in bunches. Expect at least 6 players in double figures in a high-scoring affair. Prediction, Suns 118, Trailblazers 110. That'll do it for me. I will see you at halftime.